schools, Dr. Chase, various school board representatives, Mr. Warner, President, and school board members, the Woodlands High School Principal, Mr. Matthew Smith, the administrative staff, distinguished guests, parents of our awards recipients and fellow residents and friends. Good evening. I greet you on behalf of the Woodlands High School Scholarship Fund, and we have been around for about 58 years, and this evening we're celebrating our 58th annual awards ceremony. Our awards ceremony marks a continuing tradition in our community. As I said, it was begun about 58 years ago with the establishment of the fund in 1961. The founding members and the first president, Mr. Charles Snyder, recognized the importance and took the initiative to help provide financial assistance for graduating Woodlands High School seniors who aspired to higher educational pursuits. This is a tradition which affirms that education is and always will be a very important priority. Since the fund's founding in 1961, we have kept that tradition and we have expanded upon its ability to provide assistance. The members of the class of 1964, who were its first recipients, and there were 7 students at that time, received awards which totaled $3,000. This year, we're proud to announce that there are 28 students who will be receiving a total of $30,000. And this brings the total that the fund has granted over the 58 years to $1,518,000. Now, the scholarships which we will be awarding tonight will be given on the basis of three things. The first is, of course, a certifiable financial need, which is determined by an independent evaluator outside of our community, outside of the Greenburgh Central School District community. The second requirement is that each of the students will have to simply be accepted at an institution of higher learning. And the third simply is that each person will be a graduating senior from Woodlands High School. Okay. Now, a few months ago, we had the great pleasure of meeting with the award recipients and got a chance to talk with them, do interviews, and they shared with us their plans, and we kind of got to know each other. They talked to us about their educational goals, their vocational goals, and we shared with them how we might be able to help them somewhat financially. The awards committee chose the awards that we're going to give this evening. They will be given to the student who best exemplifies certain or special characteristics that match each of the particular awards that we're giving. And so, that being said, the 28 seniors here will be receiving honorary endowment awards. And these awards are either in tribute to or in memory of community residents, persons who were involved in local business, or persons who were involved with service organizations who made generous donations. If you will follow with me in your program, as the awards are presented, you will find a complete description of each of the awards that we're going to present tonight. At this time, we're going to begin our presentation with the honorary endowment awards. Recipients, as your names are called, to come forward. I want to say one thing before we begin. When the students interviewed with us, they informed us as to the schools that they were planning to attend. They gave us their first choice, and in some instances they may have made a choice on the second school. So the schools that you see by their names in the program may or may not match what their final decisions are. So we put in the program what they suggested to us at that time. Okay, so we'll begin with the first award. The first award in the program is the Elaine Beth Now Memorial Award. This award is given each year to a student who shows promise of academic success and is given in honor of a young girl who did not live to pursue her goals. This year, the Elaine Beth Now Memorial Award is given to Joshua Calderon. Joshua shared with us that she plans to become a registered nurse. She plans to, after studying in the medical field as a registered nurse, she then wants to go on to become a nurse practitioner or a doctor. And she will begin her educational pursuits at the Westchester Community College. Joshua, we congratulate you. Our second award recipient for this evening, the second award recipient is Natasha Robinson, and she will receive the Kenneth Now Memorial Award, which is given in honor of Elaine Beth's father to encourage students to pursue their education. Natasha Robinson. Natasha shared with us that she is interested in graphic design. She has been, she's studied diligently and worked diligently this year and the past couple of years in making posters and various types of billboards. And so she's going to continue her developing her skills and her knowledge in this area by attending SUNY Purchase. Our third award this evening is the Fairview Foundation Award, and this year's recipient is Paul Davis. Paul indicated that he has enjoyed his pursuit of study here at Woodlands, and that he plans to go on to study to become a detective or a lawyer. He's also interested in computer science, and he's going to somehow meld that together to become in the top of the line, involve himself at the top of the line in criminal justice. And so, Carl, we congratulate you. Now, at this time, I turn the floor over to Ms. Rita Jones, a fellow trustee, and she will present the next awards.
Thank you, Mr. Golden. Good evening, everyone. Before I continue, I'd like to introduce you to the members of the Woodlands High School Scholarship Fund. Would the fund members please stand up? Stand up and be recognized. Thank you. We have a former member. I want you to recognize him, Mr. Lou Sunderland. I must say, his wife was the person, she was a PTA person, and she was the person that got New York State. It was the first state to implement the school buses with seatbelts on them. She fought hard and long for that. Okay, I'm going to present the 2 Jackson Awards. I think many of you know Miss Nettie Jackson. She fought long and hard in this district for adults as well as children. The Nettie L. Jackson Memorial Award Nettie was a compassionate and tireless advocate of quality education for all children. A resident of Hartsdale, New York, she was a concerned and activist parent, a community leader, a public school secretary, a union president, and a personal mentor to scores of students in the Greenburgh Central School District, and she was a friend. Tonight we give that award to Alexis Simmons. When we interviewed Alexis, she was very quiet, but I knew she had the qualities of Miss Jackson. She was positive, she knew what she was all about, and she was confident in what she was doing. So we are proud to present this award to her. And I believe at the time she said she was going to Hawaii Pacific University. Are you still going? Congratulations. The next one is Mrs. Jackson's son, Lee F. Jackson. Lee Jackson was a 1975 graduate of Woodlands High School. He was appointed by President Clinton to be the United States Executive Director of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. In the spirit of Lee Jackson, the award is given to a student attending a 2- or 4-year college with a strong interest in service to the community. This award is given to a person who has the enthusiasm for life, for people of all backgrounds, and a commitment to serving others. And that's Corey Neal. I first met Corey as part of the Key Club, when you're Key Club president, and he really helped us out selling fruits and candy and doing everything we asked him to do. Corey was willing to do. So I thank you for that. He intends to be an attorney, but I don't know if you want to be a patent attorney. I think that's too limited for you. Corey is a go-getter, and he is like Lee Jackson. He goes after what he wants, and he's very positive, and he's intelligent. Corey,
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. So I'm going to present the Helen Gill Memorial Award. And this award is in memory of Helen Gill, a beloved teacher devoted by vocation and avocation to creating a better world for the next generation. This award is presented to a student who has demonstrated a love of the English language and literature. And this award is presented to Cheyenne Prasad. So what I understand is Cheyenne also does the morning announcements here at school. Yes, so you all should know her, right? And she's a good bowler, right? As well as yearbook, ski club, band, and chorus. And Cheyenne, are you going to LIU? Okay, she's going to go to Oswego. So LIU was on the table, but not anymore. Going to Oswego, wonderful. And also, I understand that Cheyenne wants to major in broadcast journalism so that you can become a sportscaster. So congratulations.
the next award is Charles Snyder, and it's being presented by his granddaughter, Susan Snyder. A little bit I know about the family. I knew Susan's father, and he told us all about his father. His father used to see some black boys coming, and he'd ask them, aren't you going to college? And they'd say no. And what they did is got together and formed a group, and that's how the Woodlands High School Scholarship Fund started.
Charles Snyder, my grandfather, was the founder and first president of the Woodlands High School Scholarship Fund, as well as president of the Board of Education that secured the Warbrook campus. So we got this campus at a pretty good price, too, from what I remember. This award is given to a student who exhibits the qualities of leadership, service to the community, and the ability to get along with others. And tonight the award is presented to Leslie Calderon. Congratulations, Leslie. I think my grandfather would be so pleased that she has intentions to possibly join the police force and, you know, real service to the community, something he did. He was very civic-minded, very much for the community, hard worker. He'd be very impressed with Leslie. Congratulations.
The next award is the Stuart Libbets Award. Marion and Mel Libbets, whose award is given in his name, could not be here tonight. So, and since I knew Joshua, since he was a little person, I decided to give that award. So Joshua, would you come up, please? This award is given in memory of a Woodlands High School graduate. It is presented to a student who has shown good scholarship, academic growth, and sense of purpose with potential for even greater achievement in the future, and that's you, Joshua. Joshua has told us he was undecided when we interviewed him. So you're going to what college now?
Syracuse University.
Great. When I read Joshua's essay, it showed me that he's a positive person, and evidently he has a positive background because he has learned to overcome adversity, and he knows exactly who he is, and he doesn't let anyone stand in his way. Is that true? And I'm proud of him. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Gregory Walpole. I'm one of the board members, and I'm here to present the William N. Meyer Memorial Award. William Meyer was the owner of the Hartsdale Pharmacy and a member of the Chamber of Commerce. He was an outstanding member of our community. Each year, an award is given in his memory to a student with extraordinary leadership qualities and potential. It just so happens that this year's recipient is someone I knew, or someone I know. He's friendly with my daughter, but I'm looking at his resume, and there are a lot of things on here I didn't know. He was a member of the Key Club. He was a member of the Lynx UN Club. He was a photographer for the Yearbook Committee. He was the writer and chief editor for the Falcon. He participated in varsity athletics. I tease him a little bit about the football participation. But the thing that I didn't know most about him was his first name is Benedict. We always called him Wesley. This year's recipient is Wesley Miami.
Memorial Award, and that's given to Amelia Hall. And it reads, it is the hope of the Rauch family that the recipient of the award given in Dr. Rauch's memory will be encouraged to continue his or her outstanding performance in mathematics and science. And I think that's exactly, I had to do a separate interview for Amelia because she couldn't get there the night of the interview. And when I spoke with her, I realized that Amelia has overcome a lot of things. And I think she's unwavering in her commitment, and she cannot be swayed to do the wrong thing. Right, Emily? Right. Amelia, I'm sorry. It's okay. And I believe you said you'll be going to Binghamton. so I will read what the award says. It is the hope of the Rauch family that the recipient of the award given in Dr. Rauch's memory will be encouraged to continue, and I did read that already, so I'm sorry. But she impressed me so much because she was the only person I know that loves physics. And she said she loved it so much, and she did AP calculus, and she wants to continue to work in the field with physics, whatever that is. So good luck when you go on to Binghamton.
Good evening once again. The Robert H. Sternberg Memorial Award is an award presented to a student who has made a uniquely creative contribution to this school or community. This year's recipient is Keijan Chen. Now, Keijan, if I mispronounced your name, it's a couple of your classmates' fault. I went and checked before. But did I pronounce it wrong? Okay. Keijan is going to Farmingdale, and his long-term goal is to have an automotive shop. In our interview, I secretly think he wants to be the first black EV car winner.
All right.
And that's really what I seem to glean from that. He was telling us the things he thought we wanted to hear, but I think we're going to be looking at him every May around Memorial Day and looking to see whether they're pouring him more to win. Congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Francine Shorts, and I will be presenting the Shelley Taplin Memorial Award. Shelley was my sister, a graduate of Woodlands High School, and she devoted her life to dance. My family, my mom and my pop, Lois and Charles Bronze, were delighted to give this award when they were present, and I am very happy this evening to be here. The graduating senior who will be receiving this award is Jason Bridges. I just want to say a few things about Jason. I just met him when I entered, and I had an opportunity to read some of the information that was shared. Was there any college that you didn't apply to? I'm not sure of which of these you're going to actually attend. Jason had a reawakening from what I read. He suddenly, during the course of his senior year, maybe junior year, I think it was, realized what life was all about and where he should be, where his head should be. And I wish that I could read what he wrote because it's very, very moving. This young man has grown a tremendous amount. He knows where he's going. The visual arts and visual production, video production is where he's going to put his sights. And even though my sister was a dancer, and I don't know if Jason likes dance, I love it. But please know that we appreciate you. We're proud of you. We wish you all the best in your endeavors as you head off to college.
Good evening. The Hartsdale Rotary Club Ralph B. Maria Community Service Award. This award is presented to a student who best exemplifies the Rotary's model of service above self. This year's recipient, Rossi de la Cruz Alva. When we interviewed Rossi, one of the things that impressed us the most was her commitment to volunteer service. And she has done quite a few volunteer hours at the nursing home, and that's something that was really special to us because not a lot of young individuals have that commitment to working at a nursing home. And, you know, sometimes they forget about the elderly, but she has done excellent work and has done a wonderful volunteer work at the nursing home, and we are very proud of her. She plans to pursue a degree in immigration law or psychology, and she will be attending the Westchester Community College. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Thomasina Giordanola, and tonight I will be presenting the Tim Steinell Memorial Award. Tonight, that award will be going to Jean Paul Joseph. This award honors Tim Steinell, a former Woodlands High School student. A student is given this award each year that exemplifies outstanding academic and athletic achievement. Jean Paul has been recognized for both his academic and his athletic achievements. His academic achievements were recognized by the National Honor Society of High School Scholars. Jean Paul's academic and athletic community endeavors were the Young Achievers, men's varsity basketball, men's AAU basketball tournament, and he also did work at the Theater of the Young Community Center. Jean Paul plans to study sports management, and he will be attending Mercy College. Please help. The next award is the Nanny J. Sorensen's Memorial Award, and that award will be going to Andrew Anthony Puccini. This award is presented to a student that has shown courage, motivation, energy, a sense of purpose, and academic growth. Andrew has been recognized for both academic and athletic achievements. Andrew's academic achievements have been recognized by the National Honor Society. In addition, he has received an award for outstanding achievements in the study of Italian language and culture, as well as receiving a Section 1 athletic award. Andrew's other athletic and community endeavors are the Robotics Club, cross-country track and field, fencing, the Key Club, and he was a community service coordinator. Andrew plans to study electrical engineering in hopes of making positive impact for the greater good of mankind. Thank you for that. And he will be attending the SUNY Polytech Institute.
Our next award is the Woodlands Golden Memorial Award. And this year, the award is given to Angela Ortega. Angela, the Woodlands Golden Memorial Award. Woodlands believed in academic success for everyone. At the time of her death, she was a special education teacher at the R.J. Bailey School in the Greenburgh Central School District. This award is granted in her memory to you, a student, who has demonstrated strong potential skills in achieving academic excellence and whose educational and career goals are focused in the area of teaching and or special education. When we interviewed Angela, we asked her, Angela, what school and what are your career goals? And she responded immediately without hesitation, I want to be a teacher. I said, that's it. Okay, so Bivens, my wife, grew up in a household where they lived and breathed education. Her mother was a teacher. Her mother's sisters, her aunts, were all teachers, and must have been a host of, there were a host of aunts, 6 or 7 of them, all teachers, so that the breakfast time, their lunch time, and dinner time was all about education, and they're being teachers. So Bivens naturally just had teaching on her mind. And so you are the perfect candidate as the receiver of this award. Now, one thing Angela says, there's an error here. She is attending Manhattanville College as opposed to Manhattan College. That is a typo there. Angela has shared with others in her religious school as a teacher's aide. She participates in the swim team, the fencing team, on the math team, and along with some other student organizations. And so, Angela, we congratulate you as you go to Manhattanville. The next award will be presented by Florence Cruz.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm Florence Cruz, and I have 4 children here that 2 of them graduated here in Woodlands, and I have 2 more that are here. I just want all of you to know that Woodlands is a great place, and congratulations again to all of the students. Tonight, I'm going to be presenting the Howard Grossman Memorial Award. This award honors a truly great man who served his community in countless ways. It is given to a student who exhibits strength of character, self-motivation, and a belief in hard work. And tonight, that student is Anthony Kornzikow. Congratulations. When we met Anthony, he told us that he really wants to pursue a degree in computer information systems. And I was really impressed with all the things that he told us about being in the robotic club. My daughters tried to join that, and it was hard, they said. So congratulations to you. He'll be attending Mercy College. I'm also presenting the Maria Tassi Memorial Award. Maria Tassi was an Italian immigrant who lived in Long Island and who believed in the education of young people. This award is presented to a student who shows superb scholarship and is devoted to the community. Tonight, this award goes to Marcus Langley first. Marcus will be going to Johnson & Wales University. I was really impressed with him because he's part of the National Honor Society and he wants to pursue a degree in cybersecurity. So you're going to keep us all safe, right?
whenever I come here, I just let myself talk from the heart. I have two sons that went through Woodlands. One is about to be 45 years old, and the other one is 50 years old. I just hope that time is as kind to you as it's been to me. We're all dealing with time and place. Okay. I see a lot of hope in your faces. We have a lot to face. You're going out into the world now. Try to adhere to what's right. I mean that. Okay. My wife, Elena Jones, served on the scholarship committee for many years. And she was very faithful. There were a lot of times when she was serving on the scholarship committee and I was at home missing her. But I knew she was doing the right thing. So we're all dealing with time and place. She passed away back in May of 1999, and each year I come here to give a scholarship that's in her name away to the student. So this year's recipient is Shania Brennan. I mispronounced her name. Forgive me, please. Sanea. Sanea plans to go into veterinary medicine. And she still plans to go to the University of New Haven. Now, I know you're very responsible, but I'm going to say this to you anyway. When you're away from your folks, and you're studying hard, try to keep yourself on point, because you're going to find that there's always something to do other than looking at book. There are a lot of distractions out here, so you have to be very careful. I had to be careful when I went to school. There was always something to do other than study. Somehow I got through. You've made your support system very proud of you. And I want to read some of what you wrote, if you don't mind. You remember to help me. The Woodlands High School Scholarship Fund has helped me out a lot throughout my studies in college. For college, I plan on going to the University of New Haven. In college, I'm going to be majoring in biology, and I will also be enrolled in a pre-vet program. While being a pre-vet student, I hope to get prepared and understand veterinary science for what it really is. With putting in a lot of work and much dedication, I know that I can accomplish my goal. In college, I want to accomplish a better understanding of animals and how to medically treat them. I can't wait to learn about new vaccines, different types of animal species, and much more. I'm excited and yet anxious to be STEM student because it's a very competitive and challenging field. I'm very thrilled to begin my studies because I'm eager to do labs, discover new types of technology, and to do plenty of research on animal science. When I graduate from college, I hope to accomplish and master the understanding of both biology and veterinary science. I know that college is going to be an amazing learning and social experience. even though I'm going to be alone for the most part. I'm going to stay devoted and determined to getting a bachelor's in biology. My best to you.
The next award is the Bronnie Beard, the Bronwyn, I'm sorry, we call her Bronnie. The Bronnie Beard Memorial Award. This award is in memory of Bronwyn Beard, a 30-year resident and tireless supporter of Greenburgh Central 7 and the Woodlands High School Scholarship Fund. It is presented to an individual who has shown a dedication in the community, in the Greenburgh community, to family and who values the importance of service and diversity. And that's Corey Neal. I've said a lot about Corey already, so everyone knows Corey. He's all about service and diversity. But Bronnie was part of the heart of the Scholarship Fund for many years. She loved the Scholarship Fund and she dedicated her life to it. She died tragically with an automobile accident, and to this day, the Beard Foundation, which is part of her family's foundation, donates to us. So we're grateful to her, and we miss her very much. And Corey, good luck. You're going to Cornell, so good luck.
The last award I'll be giving tonight, the Stephen Vinchansky Memorial Award. Stephen Vinchansky loved the outdoors and was never happier than when he was hiking in Rockefeller Park, bicycling on the Broad Trail Parkway, or camping in the Catskills, and North Lake by Hunter Mountain. This scholarship is given in loving memory to a student who has similar love and appreciation for the outdoors. This year's recipient, his resume, again, is one of those resumes that you get tired just reading because you're trying to imagine all of the activities that they're doing. He lettered in basketball, football. He was a volunteer at the school store. He acted as a tutor for 8th grade students. This year's recipient of the Stephen Vinchansky Memorial Award is Tyrese Graham.
Good evening. I'm Larry Lefkowitz. I've been around this community since 1965. I went through the merger. Nobody remembers the merger. I'm not only a trustee of the fund, but also the treasurer. So just a brief word. I fully expect that all of you students will become tremendously successful and give to the fund. Enough of that. The second thing is, be nice if some of you parents, if you have some time, come and join the fund. And we need additional trustees, and that would be very, very nice. The next award is the Phyllis Sussman Memorial Award. Phyllis Sussman was a local noted artist. This memorial scholarship was established for the continuation of the arts. It is hoped that the recipient will pursue a career in art or fields of drama, music, or design. This year's award goes to Brianna L. Rogers. Okay. Brianna has great ambition. You know what her ambition is? To be a better person. That's amazing. everybody's so specific in what they want to do. She's more general. She just wants to be a better person. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
Well, in addition to that, she plays in the concert band. Okay, and of course this award has to do with art, and that's a form of art. All right, so Brianna is going to be going to the University of Albany, and we wish her the best of luck. The next award is given in memory of my late son, Jim Lefkowitz. Jimmy was an artist. He worked with some of the finest artists in the United States doing reproductions of fine art, including Roy Lichtenstein, if any of you know who he is. And this award is given to a student who's shown a talent for the fine arts in memory of Jim Lefkowitz, class of 1980, a talented artist and at the end of his life a teacher. This award this year goes to Jason Miles Bridges. Now Jason has been up here before, so I can't say too much about him except for one thing. There is a great similarity between Jim Lefkowitz and Jason Bridges. Jim was what we call a late bloomer. You know what that is? This young man is also a late bloomer. He discovered that he had to be a better student later in his career, and he's done a magnificent job since then. So we hope he achieves great success as a graphic artist. All right. He wants not only be a graphic artist, he wants to be, I quote him, a famous video producer. We hope so. Congratulations.
Hi, everybody. My name's Lou Sunderland. I'm giving him an award in memory of my wife, Sandy Sunderland, who died in 2002. Sandy was devoted herself to what mattered most, a family, a community, a religion, and her children. She was a champion for many causes and a great believer in multicultural diversity. This award goes to a graduate who has strength of character, commitment to community, respects family, a desire to achieve, and will bring honor to Sandy's memory. Pages aren't that long. I think the award goes to Elijah Cintron. Accepting the award, you look like too young to be the mother.
He is actually in Tuskegee right now taking pre-college classes.
Okay. Among his accomplishments and goals are, he has made the honor roll multiple times. He won the Leadership Award in 2017. He has participated in many extracurricular and community activities. He plans to go to college and earn a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in civil engineering. I also was trained as a civil engineer and had 2 degrees in engineering, and I was all planned to explain to him what he's looking forward to, but do you know what type of civil engineering he's planning to do?
He has actually changed his discipline to mechanical.
Oh, traitor. Oh, I don't even want to speak to you. I practiced as a civil engineer for about 10 years, structural engineering, worked on many big projects, and as a result, I now support my pants with suspenders and a belt. Anyway, I thank you for coming and you guys do it.
class of 2019. I'm saying that, but it is. My name is Matthew Wayne. I'm giving an award for Mildred Wayne, my mother. I graduated here 37 years ago and received a scholarship from the Woodlands Scholarship Fund. I live in the same cafeteria. I think we had a different floor then. We didn't have that nice labyrinth you guys had outside. That's pretty cool. The awardee for this is Diana Belmar. I sometimes get together, well, we have reunions and stuff like that for the graduates, and we don't see each other often, but some of them I still keep in touch with. One of them reached out to me recently that I hadn't heard of in 20 years. He's been all over the world. He's a doctor now. He's parachuted into all sorts of places. And what I'm trying to say is people from Woodlands end up all over the world doing all sorts of different things. I unfortunately, or not unfortunately, I'm still back here in Woodlands area. One of my kids went to Greenburgh schools for a little while. It's a great place to grow up. And it's always great to look at the new graduates when I come here and see what fine young people I think we're producing. My mother believed in the value of education. She graduated from college in the mid-40s. I believe her mother before her went to college. She believed that when you educate a woman, you educate a family. She took computer classes in the 70s, and she was smart enough to send me to summer school when I didn't have to go to summer school for typing and computer programming. And guess what I do right now for my career program a long time ago. I do typing and computer programming. So he had a good idea there. I was impressed with reading your beautiful essay, and what reminded me, what really caught me was that you are also a survivor of an accident. I had a life-changing accident my senior year in high school, and it is something that you can recover from and learn from, and it becomes a great part of your life. You're smiling about it even. That's very good. The other thing that I noticed is that it said you were impatient. And I can also see that when you said you soon want to become an emergency medical doctor. Nothing happens soon when you become a doctor. Anyway, I can wrap it up. Thank you very much. I'm glad you were here.
My first remark is to Mrs. Jones. Sorry for you to have it work by having to call. I know for a fact that you have put so many hours. You all. Today, I know it's a magnificent day, not only to the graduates, but the parents, friends around here. I got a call from my son. He said to me, "Dad, I can't make it." And I said, "So, what do you want me to do?" He said, "Represent me." What is this? I don't have a choice. So I will say to you, as I recall conversations of two young men as they discussed the needs to honor one of their remarkable teachers, whose quiet, patience, and support still resonates within them today. Those graduates of Woodland High School at that time was Matthew Jackson and my son, Robert Court. The teacher that they choose to honor with this scholarship is Mr. John McLean. As you will realize, or maybe you have already realized, that education is empowering. Today, on behalf of Robert, who is now director of one of the world's prestigious pharmaceutical companies, and Matthew Jackson, who is managing director and also a producer of MGM. Those young guys said that they know that it is not easy to achieve. As I read the, should I say it, curriculum these days, of the person that will be honored today, I realized that at one time he worked in a hot dog company. And so was Robert. And so was Matt. And as I expressed earlier, who they are today. So it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And thirdly, is have the ambition and ego to be what you want to be. This is America, and what you want to be, you can. You have the opportunity. So, finishing high school is a step towards a new chapter in your journey. It has been a long road, but you have accomplished your goal. It is my pleasure and honor to present to you this wonderful plaque of award to Mr. Justin Carl Whip. I'm not only going to shake your hands, but I give you a hug because I know you're going to do it.
Good evening and congratulations to all your graduates, your parents, and educators present. I have the distinct honor tonight of presenting the award on behalf of a very dear friend and a mentor, Dr. Sandra Ross, who is a clinical psychologist. Looking at the students today, I can't express fully the sense of joy I feel, and I'm sure Sandra would have shared it. It might be difficult for you to even imagine that in the 1980s, the underachievement of African American boys, the complicit underachievement of African American boys, motivated Sandra to get permission to look at the achievement and grades of students to see where it is that they began to flounder. And in her very special way, she offered me and many other young women a lift. As it was said before, if you lift up a woman, you lift up a family. And so she formed an organization. It wasn't just one that was in name, we had to work. It was called Excellence for Black Children. We worked very hard to support the staff and to support our young people to ensure that they too can rise to the highest of their potential. I noticed from reading, and of course you've been up here several times, Ayana, would you kindly? Thank you. I'm so very pleased to present this award. I read your resume, and I noticed that you, like Sandra, has chosen a profession where you are going to be able to lift up some people who really need lifting up. You see, there's some complicit under medical attention given to large groups of people in our society. We really don't have enough medical persons, and I notice you said hopefully, and I'd like to change that. You will. So, congratulations, good luck. You've heard before that she's overcome an automobile accident, and so she already knows what she needs to do to accomplish her goal. And she also knows what it's like to receive appropriate health care. Thank you.
Well said, Mrs. Court. What she failed to tell you was that back when Dr. Ross was doing the studies, black males in the high school were, if you had 100 children in the class, they were like that. There were never any in the top 10, top 50. So Sandra Ross started that ball rolling, and she had the cooperation of the administration. So she worked hard, and she'd be proud, and I'm sure she's smiling today because her work is still continuing. We are still a few members of Excellence for Black Children who mentor, advocate for the community and children at large. The next award is the Ann H. Gaddy I Am Somebody Memorial Award. Ann Gaddy was a librarian. She loved the Greenburgh Central School District so much that she spent over 40 years sharing her skills as a volunteer in the schools her 3 children attended. When they attended Juniper Hill, she was there. That's for some of you who don't know, that's now the Lee F. Jackson School. Highview and Old Tarrytown Road, which was on Old Tarrytown Road, it's now gone. She hosted mother-daughter luncheons each year at her home for all the girls in the class. And when I moved to my neighborhood, she did the same thing. Every year and New Year's Day, she had an open house for the whole neighborhood. She and Dr. Ross had the Christmas Eve open house, and Gaddy had the New Year's Day, and everyone was invited. It made a great neighborhood. Now it has changed, but we love them for what they did. At Woodlands, she started the Italian Club and was a WISE program evaluator. Her significant work and contribution was recognized publicly by the Greenburgh Central School District. Mr. Warner, you don't do that. Where's Mr. Warner? Is that done anymore? It's not done anymore. She was recognized. She would be thrilled and honored to be a contributor to the success of a Woodlands student. And she also, let me see, she started the I Am Somebody program at Woodlands, and she also helped the Japanese children to acclimate when they came to the United States. Because I know she hosted many of them in her home, so they could get used to the American way of living. So tonight we are proud to give this award to Daniel Alexander Adair Garrison. Daniel is committed. If you go by the gym, you will see a big poster of Daniel saying he's committed to the American International College. Oh, I'm sorry. Danny, when he wrote his essay, he told us how his father was a football hero, right? And there's a town someplace upstate New York that's named for his dad. His dad died. Danny also wants to play football or basketball, and so I want you to look out for him in the years to come. He will be a professional.
Good evening. My name is Shelley Packer. I taught in this district, in this building, for about 20 years. And now I volunteer with the Scholarship Fund. And it's nice to see some familiar faces, former students, parents that I had contact with. Tonight I'm here to give this, and former colleagues. How could I forget you, Francine? This evening I'm here to give an award in memory of a colleague, Susan Golden. She taught math in this building for 20 years. And I want to also give a shout out to her friends here from her knitting group when she retired. Susan, not that she didn't knit before, but she knit up a storm when she retired. Sure, would you like to stand up, Liz? The knitting ladies? And to give Liz a shout out, Liz was also the district clerk for a gazillion years, too. Susan lived in the district. She sent her children to this district. She was completely devoted to this district. She went to every basketball game. She never left her classroom. She was always helping somebody with something, and sad to say we lost her all too soon. This evening, the award in her memory is given to Kyle Adlam. And most important for this award, Kyle wants to be a math teacher. So we can't give this award to Jessica.
Hello. Most of you know me, some of you might not. I'm Jessica Mastrangelo. And if you know me, it's probably because I'm finishing year number 30 at R.J. Bailey. I see you, Danny, and I see you, Kyle, and I see you, Alexis. I think some of you spent a year in room 106. But I'm also a Woodlands graduate, too. So I go way back here. I sat in this cafeteria and I ate lunch. And I sat in those chairs, too. They don't have that award that I got anymore, but I was here, I remember, 35 years ago. It was a reading award. Tonight, I'm really pleased to present the Tony Abramson Matthews Memorial Award to Donovan Williams. So she was a beloved teacher, coach, and wise mentor, founding coordinator of the Greenburgh Central School District, as well as a longtime Greenburgh resident. The award is given in loving memory of a student athlete who demonstrates the passion for learning, service, and advocacy for others that exemplified Mrs. Matthews' career. And she was also my mom. And she started teaching here, I think in maybe like the early 1960s. And I can't tell you how much she loved Woodlands High School. The students were always in our living room on a Tuesday night. Somebody was showing up for tutoring. I can't even, this place was her life. And her advocacy for students continued even after her retirement. She started working, giving her time in the criminal justice system and tutoring youthful offenders. My mom, she was a real role model. So Donovan, I remember Donovan. He wasn't in my class, but I do remember that face. really well. Okay, so you are attending Farmingdale? No, you changed, it says it on here.
Which way you gonna go?
NYIT? Okay, and I'm very pleased to present this award in memory of my mom. Congratulations.
The next award is the Greenburgh Foundation Award, and the Greenburgh Educational Foundation was initiated in 1998 in response to a difficult period of failed school budgets and resulted austerity budgets. I remember as a teacher here, I applied for grants from the foundation. They helped out with a lot of things that we couldn't get money to do. Over time, the foundation donated lots of money, and they've also decided to contribute to the scholarship fund. So this year, the scholarship in honor of the Greenburgh Educational Foundation will be given to a student who's interested in pursuing a career in public service. And that award recipient is Daisha. Did I say it right? Daisha. And Daisha will be going to... She seems like a very busy young lady. I could read all her things, but I don't want to bore you. So we will move on. Thank you. Michael?
Good evening. I'm Michael Gamson, and let me first congratulate the entire class of 2019. My mother, Gloria Gamson, passed away last August, taught math at Woodlands for over 20 years. Both my brother and I attended Woodlands while she was a teacher here, and I graduated in the class of 1987. Actually, I remember Mrs. Aberson quite well. She's also a great field hockey teacher, field hockey coach. But anyway, I don't think I've actually been back in this room since I graduated, so it's good to see things don't change too much. While small in stature, my mother had big presence. Students sometimes said they're intimidated by her, which seems surprising given she was 5'1" and maybe 100 pounds. And then, as I used to say to students, if you think she's scary at an 11 a.m. math class, just wait and remember this is a world without cell phones and texting. Coming home from an unplanned night out at 3 a.m. and finding her waiting for you on the steps to your house. But my mother was devoted to her students and to being a great teacher and mentor. After my brother and I left for college, my parents occasionally took in students or former students to stay in our home in times of their need. As a student said on a Facebook post when my mother died, she was an instrumental part of my life during high school. She cared and pushed me to be my best self. She was a fun, awesome, amazing teacher. So I know my mom will be thrilled that we created this scholarship to help graduates of Woodlands with managing their college costs. And I hope her legacy of being a great and caring teacher continues here and continues to produce great students like all the great award winners tonight. The inaugural recipient of the Gloria Gamson Award is Amelia Hogg, a double award winner. Amelia, congratulations on receiving the award, and good luck pursuing your interest in physics and engineering at Binghamton. You seem like the type of student my mother would have loved to teach.
Jonathan, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you someone you know because he works at the school, but he is also someone I knew since he was a little boy. He had the greatest dimples in the world. He used to wow the girls, but okay. But Jonathan has grown up nicely, and he was always a respectful person as a young man. And it's our pleasure tonight to have him, the group Atlantic Star, which most of you know. You know them from the song Always, which is one of my favorites. And tonight they've given us a scholarship donation, and he's going to present it to you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm not going to be long. I'm the last guy, so. Anyhow, the Atlantic Star Music Award. The members of Atlantic Star are lifelong Greenburgh residents. Our love of music was nurtured in the same halls that the current students walk, Woodlands High School. With the support of wonderful staff and community members, we were able to build a strong foundation that would make it possible for us to have a great degree of success over the last 40 years of our careers. We wanted to give back not only with our talent, but financially to help make it possible for a student who has the same aspirations to pursue their dream in music. The young man I'm going to give this to, I've watched grow and mature and turn into quite a musician. Very civic-minded, community young man, and I know he's going to go far. He's turned into quite a trumpet player too. His name is Wesley Nyabi.
Just before we conclude, we want to invite the school board president, Mr. Warner, to come up and say a few things.
Congratulations, students, on your awards. I have 4 pieces of advice. 1, money. Picture a crisp $20 bill in your hand with a nice portrait of Andrew Jackson gazing vacantly past you into the distance. As you're looking at it, suddenly, poof, it's gone. Money evaporates. Plan on it. This money will help a little bit, but it won't go all the way. My daughter got a part-time job in one of the school cafes to replenish her money supply. School jobs in or near college fill up fast, so line up something sooner rather than later. 2, social and romantic relationships are complicated. All the drama you think you're leaving behind when you leave high school is waiting for you in the world beyond high school. It's just faster and more intense. The person you think is so wonderful and your best friend may not be so wonderful or feel the same way about you. That person you think is your worst enemy may not be as horrible as you think. Don't rush to judgment. If you want to understand someone's character, don't just watch how they treat you, watch how they treat people other than you. College majors change. The most basic piece of advice a parent can offer is find something you enjoy doing and are good at, and try to find a way to make money doing it. This usually boils down to picking a college major. There are many choices, and you have the right to change your mind. According to the National Center for Educational Statistics, about 80% of U.S. college students change their majors at least once prior to graduation. I have seen many examples of students who presented themselves as absolutely convinced they knew what they wanted, and then a year later presented themselves as equally convinced they wanted something totally different. That's okay. Now be aware that if you change majors every time there's a bump in the road, you may end up on the 5-year plan, and that costs money. If you tell your parents I said it's okay to change your majors whenever you want, they may become angry and it will come back on me. So don't do that. Look before you leap, talk it over with your college advisors and your parents, and allow some time to pass. If you determine you need to reevaluate your major, don't panic. Whatever your choice, remember to leverage your strengths. The awards you're about to receive should serve as tangible reminders of your strengths. That's a good starting point. There is no wrong major. And finally, 4, jobs change. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, The average American worker has been with their current employer for 4.2 years. Workers 20 to 24 average only 1.3 years. Workers 25 and older average 5 years. Workers 55 and older average 10 years. Expect to move around, especially when you're younger. Be prepared for that next job. Explore your world. Network online and in person. Talk to your boss and volunteer for tasks that will broaden your skill set. Over time, things that are routine will eventually be done by machines. Whether it's through formal coursework or on-the-job training, it is to your advantage for your education to continue for your entire working life so you can stay ahead of the automation trend. Be a lifelong learner. I hope this advice proves helpful as you move on to your next part of your lives. Again, on behalf of the Greenburgh Central School District Board of Education, congratulations on your awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. I'm sure they will take that under advisement. And on behalf of each of my colleagues at the plant whom you've met earlier, congratulations to each of the award recipients. We hope that you will continue diligent and resolute, and that you will do well in the pursuits of your future goals. We wish also to commend your parents and teachers for the support and guidance that you have given to your children. And board members, I think
Congratulations to everyone. When we interviewed all of these children, we found them to be so great. And so let no one tell you